Brandon Childs here for my second to last NBA draft preview. In this episode, I'm talking all about the Orlando Magic. We're going to take a look at what they have, what they need based on their roster, and their team stats from last season, and who is their best fit at their pick number 2. The Magic are actually in a really interesting position because of what could happen before them. A lot of teams are exploring trade options, and the Cavs are definitely one of them. In one sense, the Magic could be waiting to see who's left for them after the Cavs pick, but in another sense, they could just be picking for a team need. And based on last season's stats, they would have to either address scoring offense or scoring defense, where they ranked 24th in both. The Magic's roster last season had the look of a rebuilding roster. They lost their all-star center in Dwight Howard and got back Arron Afflalo and Nick Vujovic. And while Arron Afflalo missed a good amount of games, Nick Vujovic proved to be the star of that trade. He averaged 13 points and 11 rebounds per game and proved to be their power forward or center of the future. Another bright spot on this team was a mid-season acquisition, Tobias Harris. He averaged 17 points and 8 rebounds per game in 27 games for the Orlando Magic. He really began to carve out a niche for himself in this league and began to tap into some of his potential. I believe he could be the small forward of the future for this Orlando Magic team. Two other young and upcoming players for the Orlando Magic were Maurice Harkless and Andrew Nicholson, who they drafted last season. They both showed great promise and have the potential to be great role players and maybe even starters in this league. When you consider all of these things, I personally feel that the Magic should draft for a point guard to replace Jameer Nelson. And a player who will almost certainly be available at the number 2 pick is Trey Burke out of Michigan. He's a player who has proven in his past season at Michigan that he can run the show and really control his team. He has a great jump shot, the ability to set up his teammates, run the pick and roll, and his wingspan allows him to play lockdown defense on the ball. Some people have Trey Burke slotted a lot further down, but I personally believe his work ethic and ability to create his own shot and get his teammates better make him very deserving of this number 2 pick in this year's draft. This pick is also reliant on the fact that the Eric Bledsoe, Arron Afflalo deal may or may not happen. If this does happen, however, I think the Magic should then take either Victor Oladipo or Ben McLemore, but that's their decision. Thank you guys so much for watching, and make sure you check out my last video, which will be coming out later on today, and it'll be revealing my number 1 pick in this year's NBA draft. Stay tuned.